Roman Reigns may lose Tribal Combat due to one major reason. According to wrestling legend, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa are set to lock horns in a singles contest for WWE Dear Loves. Welcome to WWE Family Show. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel. Raw's debut on Netflix. Both men have been trying to take each other down since Reigns' return at SummerSlam, and their upcoming match on the historic Raw episode could add another twist to the intriguing Bloodline story. A legend recently weighed in on the result of the bout. Roman Reigns teamed up with the Usos, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk to pin Solo Sikoa and his Bloodline at War Games. Since then, there have been multiple developments in their intriguing story. Bronson Reed, Tonga Loa, and Jimmy Uso walked out of the brutal match with injuries, and Drew McIntyre's return has turned things around for the OG Bloodline. During a recent edition of the Jim Cornette Experience podcast, the legend addressed the potential winner of the match and stated that WWE could shock the world with a Solo Sikoa victory. The veteran added that if Sikoa ended up losing, he might not be able to maintain his scary persona after losing two big matches to the OTC. We got Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman going not only now for an Emmy but also potentially an award in cinematography. They've been fooling us for about 3 years now, so maybe Roman gets beat on this one, but maybe he gets beat in such a way. It would be hard to figure out a way to keep Solo scary if he just got beat at Survivor Series and now he gets beat on this widely watched special, because then, if you do the heat afterward, you're just doing the same thing, said the tribal chief. Also sent a stern message to Reigns, stating that he would walk out of the historic show with a victory and the Ula Fala. Time will now tell what WWE has in store for their match. Solo Sikoa is preparing for a tribal combat with Roman Reigns on the Raw premiere on Netflix on January 6. The bout could settle the rivalry between the two megastars, at least in its current format. With the OG Bloodline and Roman Reigns possibly set to move from SmackDown to Raw, the Bloodline Civil War could enter a new stage. Thus, Solo Sikoa, no matter if he wins or loses the tribal combat, could rule over the blue brand by adding new members to the new Bloodline. This time, his newest addition could be Hikuleo. The latter appears to have signed with WWE but hasn't made his debut yet. He was expected to move to NXT first, but joining the Bloodline Civil War looks like the most likely scenario if he is to appear on the main roster. On that occasion, he could set the stage for a match with The Rock down the road. How this could happen? Once the final boss is back to WWE, he could start a feud with Roman Reigns and the OG Bloodline. However, he will need help and will fight Solo Sikoa to become the new leader of the new Bloodline. Should this happen, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Jacob Fatu, and Hikuleo would follow him against Roman Reigns, while Solo could have a face turn and reunite with the original tribal chief and the OG Bloodline eventually. The tribal combat between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa is set to be a blockbuster match, and it could close the premiere episode of Raw on Netflix on January 6. Ahead of the encounter, Solo is confident that he will be the one to stand tall in the tribal combat and eventually become the sole tribal chief. He said so in a backstage segment on SmackDown last Friday. Every single week, the tribal chief shows up. January 6th, I'm leaving with this, Solo Sportskeeda. 2 weeks before the match during the premiere of Raw on Netflix, Sikoa will continue to take shots at Reigns. However, it is unclear if the original tribal chief will show up on the blue brand to confront him.